When we first got to the bay, we set out our crab pots and we had to rip the menhaden in half to use as bait. And we went on the boat and set them out on the bay.
And before we put the menhaden in the little pot, we got to kiss them and then rip them in half and throw them in there.
Yeah.
The next day we went out and we got to pick up the crab pots out of the water.
They have to be, the girl crabs, the sooks, have to be full grown to eat, and the jimmies, the male crabs, have to be 5 inches in Virginia to keep.
And we got over 100 crabs, and we got to measure them and pick them up and get to check what they were and then put them in the basket, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, and later that day we got to, well, the people here cooked the crabs and we got to eat them later.
Yeah, we got to pick out the shells and throw them in the water and just eat and talk, and it was fun.
Yeah, they were delicious.
While we were here at Port Isabel, we learned about the main pollutants that affect the Chesapeake Bay: nitrogen, phosphorus, and they mainly came from agriculture runoff because most farmers use fertilizer that have toxics that produce sediment and silt. The excess amount of nutrients in the water can cause algae blooms, which can block sunlight from reaching plants and animals, and can have an effect on the blue crab population in the Chesapeake Bay.
So yesterday we went marsh mucking. It was really fun. We got to getting hands-on in the marsh instead of just seeing it and learning about it in a classroom. It was a lot more fun to experience it hands-on.
What we learned about the marsh was how it was created. So there's grass all throughout the marsh, and it creates very thick mud when it decomposes. Also, there's a horrible smell. It smells like rotten eggs. It's from the decomposing of the plants. It releases sulfur.
In the marsh, we played a game called Predator and Prey. There was one person that was the predator, a marsh hawk, and then the rest of us were prey, who were muskrats. And all the muskrats would have time to hide in the marsh, and the predator, marsh hawk, had to find all the muskrats. It was really hard to find the muskrats, and some of us could get within feet of the marsh hawk. So it was amazing how deep the muck was. We stuck a piece of bamboo in it and it went down about 8 to 10 feet. It was really deep. The muck was called detritus, which is the broken down plants, the grasses in the marsh.